These people should be grateful that, Nintendo saved the gaming industry from, from basically dying, okay? And does the video game history have a Nintendo problem? And basically they're upset because some of the most well-known games, are Nintendo games. Some of the most popular games are Nintendo games. It's because Nintendo has had a lasting legacy on the gaming industry, and this upsets them. Not Call of Duty, not, Fortnite, it's Nintendo. Because Nintendo's characters and games are timeless. And, it's like, now it's all of a sudden it's okay to attack Nintendo. Anything related to Nintendo, it's okay to attack. Anything Nintendo puts out, it's okay. But once they attack Sony, how dare you attack Sony? How dare you attack the PS5? The PS5 is the greatest console of all time. The sniper will tell you not to buy a The sniper will tell you to buy a PS5. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. But you're displaying so much things Nintendo has done. First, they saved the gaming industry from basically, being only PC gaming, okay? If it wasn't the console gaming would have been dead if it wasn't for the NES releasing and Nintendo proving that, games are actually good and not sit, okay? And Nintendo pointed out quality quality measures for games, okay? The SNES was also another very successful era for Nintendo. It continued to success, as well. Of course, it wasn't successful as the NES because of the rivalry with Sega, but, we have the N64, with a lot of Nintendo's games breaking the boundaries. GameCube with having some of the most well-known Nintendo games, Wii games introducing casual markets to gaming. Meanwhile, the hardcore gamers played PS5, PS3, and 360. The Wii U, nothing. And the Switch, proving yet again that, hey, Nintendo does not need to have a home console. Nintendo can do both home console and handheld at once. Nintendo basically changed the gaming industry once again. Same thing with, Nintendo introducing the idea of handheld gaming. Okay? And continuing to innovate on handheld gaming until they reach the penultimate point with the Switch. Okay? And a lot of Nintendo's games are very well beloved. You have Mario, you have Zelda, you have Pokemon, you have Kirby. Okay, a lot of these franchises are beloved by millions, okay? And yes, Nintendo does have its problems, like Nintendo taking down music, or Nintendo taking down tournaments for no reason. Even though there was a global pandemic, okay, that like, or some of Nintendo's more recent actions like very questionable at most, okay? But Nintendo's games are still loved, okay? It's not gonna make people not love games like Mario Odyssey or Mario 64 or, Super Mario Bros. 1 through 3, Super Mario World as well. It's not gonna stop people from loving Zelda games or Kirby games or any of Nintendo's games they have released. The reason why Nintendo is most remembered is because their characters and games are timeless. And, there's a reason why Nintendo's even re-releasing the older games. It's because they know their fans love the older games, like Thousand Year Door. That's a game that, people really love. And, of course, Nintendo brought back. And even then, there were people on here the site that were still never happy about this. A game like Thousand Year Door definitely does deserve to be mentioned in video game history. Or a game like Mario 64, or a game like Mario Bros. World. Or heck, can go to the other Nintendo franchises like Metroid, Zelda, Pokemon, Star Fox, and Kirby. A lot of these franchises have a lot of influence and pull on gaming history. Okay? And yes, I do think that video game history does sometimes put up some, questionable games just because of nostalgia. Is Banjo-Kazooie really that important? Probably not. But the games that are the most important are usually made by Nintendo, because Nintendo usually loves to break the boundaries and innovate in their games. Nintendo loves to make the games feel fresh and new, and not repeat the same game over and over and over again like Call of Duty. And that's about this video here. Goodbye.